Hello. Well, some people say radar detectors like this are a license to break the law. The makers say you're more aware of speed limits. So who's right? Well, one of our contestants may get to decide for themselves tonight if they win this on Asking Price. We're about to show our studio contestants a variety of cars that really are genuinely for sale up and down the country. Now, they guess the asking price. There's a point for the closest to it. Now, if they guess within £50 of the real asking price, they get an extra bonus point or 2 bonus points for a direct hit on that price. Now, with me tonight are Martyn. Martyn makes cars go very quickly indeed. John is an engineer. And Paul, what do you do?
I sell books.
He sells books all over the country. Thanks for playing. Let's get straight on with the first round. And let's join Andy, who's found our first car.
Right, Chris, the Land Rover Discovery, 5-door. Look at all the seats. It's like a football team you can fit in here. It's like a school minibus. Seats everywhere. 2.5 TDI, fantastic car. Now, what I like about this, not only have you got the windows on the sides, but you've got a sunroof here, and you've got a sunroof here for the driver. You could grow tomatoes in this thing. Not only that, it's a 1998, it's an R-Edge. There's that many seats, you could have a kip. Now, the inside, the colour's a bit boring, a bit dull, but hey, it's a massive vehicle with loads of room and loads of seats, as you can see. But ideal for them family days out if you've got 4 or 5 kids, get the whole team in here. If they are distracting you, automatic gear shift, cruise control, you can't go wrong. And the bonus about this, less than 35,000 miles on the clock. So with all that in mind, you've got to tell me the asking price.
So there you go, guys. It's a TDI, a diesel version, 3 years old, 35,000 miles on the clock. Get your thinking caps on, start writing what you think the car's worth on your boards. What more can I tell you? Lots of demand for Discoveries, popular vehicle. Lots of people want them. They move fairly quickly off the dealer's forecourt. What do you think that dealer has that car marked down for? OK, price is up. Put your boards up. Show me what you think. Right, Martyn, you think that Discovery is worth?
10,495.
Do you know the Discovery?
Not very well, no. I don't know much about four-wheel drive.
You can't tune it to go much quicker.
No,
John, you say a bit more than that, smack under £14,000, 13,995, and Paul on the end, 12,500. Well, let's find out what the price of that Discovery was on the forecourt.
Fantastic beast, this. King of the road. You should have got this one right, because this one is an easy one. The Land Rover, this particular one, is worth, there you go, £13,495. Absolute bargain.
Well done. So, John, you get the point there. Very, very close indeed. Well done. Excellent. Our second round features the brand new cars, and they're courtesy of the manufacturers. So I want you to have a look at this Mercedes and tell me what the Mercedes asking price is for it. Now, the understated looks of this car complement the uber-cool CLK perfectly. Legendary German build quality, Mercedes style. It's the CLK, the upmarket coupe of choice. And this one is the 2.3 turbo, the compressor unit. CLK has, well, pretty quick, not devastating performance. Lots of toys, aircon alloys, CD player standard. But you're really paying for the name and the style. OK, guys, thinking caps on, get your pens out again. What do you think Mercedes charge? This is the list price for the CLK 230 compressor Avant-Garde Coupe. So, top of the line of the 230 CLKs. Right, thinking hard, writing hard. That's it. Let's have a look at your prices. Martyn, you think Mercedes want?
25,995.
professional price, £5 under 26. John, you think almost £10,000 more than that. More than 10,000 more, 36,995. You'd pay that much for a CLK, would you?
Maybe.
Engineering business doing well. And right on the end, Paul thinks it's way up in the stratosphere, 42,500. Let's find out what Mercedes want for that car. Stops on £28,290. So, Martyn, you're the closest. You get the point. Very well done. Now we move on to our classic car round, something that Martyn will know all about. He restores them. And Andy has been out and about for us this week.
Now, this cheeky little fellow is the 1971 Triumph Herald convertible. Look at its character. It's like a little face. Its wing mirrors could be its ears and its headlights could be its eyes. The colour is signal red. And it's the sort of car you might want to go down to the seaside, perhaps with your family or even with your lover down to the beach. The unusual thing about this Triumph, though, is the fact that it's got back seats and a convertible. Lovely steering wheel, nice dashboard and matching gearbox. But if we take a look in the back, you can see where there's plenty of room for that picnic camper I was talking about. So all you got to do now is tell us what you think this little beauty is worth by giving me the asking price.
There you go, guys, thinking caps on. A very nice Triumph Herald convertible, well restored, everything else. Don't forget the drawbacks of a Herald in the old days. Swing axle rear suspension. We used to say if the hubcaps make a ringing noise on the ground, it's time to step out. But still very popular. Convertible, classic convertible is always going to be worth money to somebody. Let's see your prices up there on the board. And quite a wide variety. So, Martyn, you think?
£14.50.
£14.50. Not a terribly popular car, you don't think? John, you think it's a real classic. You've pitched it at?
7,200. And
Paul, classic car books in your catalogue, are there?
Yeah, just a few.
And you think?
About 1950.
1950. OK, let's see what the owner wants for this Herald convertible.
Well, did you guess what the lovely little Triumph is worth? I'll tell you what it's worth. £2,500.
There you go, £2,500 for a very nice Herald convertible. Paul, you're the closest there, so you get 1 point. So, let's find out how the scores are looking so far. Even Stevens at the moment, 1 point each. Martyn, apart from making cars go quicker, you've just started your own business. Tell us what that's about.
Yeah, I modify cars, especially Vauxhalls, and fit nitrous oxide systems to them.
So what sort of brake horsepower can you get out of a Vauxhall on nitrous?
Mine's running about 255, 260 out of a 2 litre.
Oh, mind-blowing. OK, now on to our quick-fire round and a chance to collect some bonus points by guessing within £1,000 of this car's value. Once you've guessed, you can't guess again. And as the time goes on, the points on show go down. Let's have a look at the first one. I can't tell what that is. Do you know what that is? As soon as you think you know, give me... Ah! Paul has buzzed. Paul, tell me what you think it is and what it's worth.
It's Mitsubishi Shogun and about...
Give me a price.
32,000.
Pardon?
32.
No. So you're out. So it's between Martyn and John. Let's have a look at a bit more of the car. John has buzzed. What do you think?
Toyota Land Cruiser.
And how much?
26,000.
No, not quite. So it's down to you, Martyn. What do you think it is? Tell me how much it's worth.
Toyota Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Around 33,000.
No, no points there. You're all out. In fact, Toyota, if we reveal the whole car, Toyota wants a mere 23,800 quid for that car because it's the the Colorado 3 litre. So let's go to the next car. Got a buzz from Martyn.
Alpha 147.
How much do you think it is?
About
quick.
10,995.
No, you're out. John and Paul. Paul's buzzed.
Alpha 147, about 16.5.
Let's have a look at the whole car. Yes, that's quite right. It's the Alpha 147 2-litre Cellar Speed, and Alpha wants £17,340 for that car. Well done, Paul, so we'll give you 4 points for that. OK, moving on to our three-car shuffle for you at home. Put these three cars into their correct order of value, starting with the most expensive. OK, the cars are the Mazda MPV, the Mini One and the Ford Mondeo Gear X. See you after the break. And a warm welcome back. Well, did you get it right? Here's the correct order of value for the three-car shuffle we showed you before the break. First, of course, the Mondeo, then the Mazda, and finally, that Mini. OK, right, now we're going down the auction over to our auction round.
Each week in Asking Price, we take you to an auction. We follow a car through the auctioneering process to see how much it was bid and sold for under the auctioneer's hammer, and this is the amount you need to guess. So, this week it's a Mark III Golf, and a Golf is always in demand, right? This colour is not in demand, but it seems to have quite a lot of extras, like a nice sunroof, and from a distance it looks quite a solid car. But get slightly closer to this car and that colour turns to a nasty shade of reddish brown. There is rust outside and lots of it. It may still pass its MOT, but rust is always a worrying sign. This car has done 109,000 miles and is an F registration. Inside it's fairly neat and tidy, but it has no MOT and is being sold without reserve, which doesn't speak highly of its condition. So, what do you think? A Volkswagen Golf on an F plate. Any offers?
Well, what would you give for a fairly ropey-looking Golf at auction, remember? All the traders standing round you, you've got to stick your finger up and bid for it. Start work on your boards and tell me what you think the trade would have bid for that 12-year-old, 109,000-mile Golf and lots of miles on the clock. What do you think the car is worth? So, Martyn, you wouldn't be a great enthusiast for that car.
Definitely not, no.
Only 50 quid?
Only 50 quid.
You'd like that one to pass you by. John, you're equally unimpressed by it. You think 180 quid? Fair price for it?
If I was desperate for a car, I suppose.
If you were desperate for a car. And Paul, fractionally up on that, you think 195 quid?
Yeah, they sort of hold the price a bit.
Sorry?
They hold the price a bit, so...
It depends if it scrambles through its MOT or not. OK, let's find out what that Golf went for under the hammer.
Welcome back to the auctioneer's lot. This Golf may look fairly neat and tidy, but many heads were shaken over the state of the body, and it actually went under the hammer for £180. Yep, £180.
Yeah, well, there you go. John, you hit it absolutely smack on the nose. We give you 3 points for that. Very well done. John, tell us about the engineering business. What do you do?
We're a contract engineering company. We're based in Sheffield, but we work all over the country and all over Europe.
And you just come back from Spain?
Yeah, I'm working on a European project at the moment, which takes me all over Europe. That's one part of the business, but it's mainly like machine moving and supply of engineering labour.
So, and all three of you are in this car club for nutters, so you all need the radar snooper, don't you?
We do.
OK. All right, well, we're off to find what this week's private seller and see what they are making their asking price for their pride and joy.
Check out the Red 05 TR 1.2 litre engine, another boy racer dream. Bits of rust there at the front, but nothing too major. A couple of wheel trims missing around one side of the car and a few scuffs on this side. What does that indicate? A bit of curb bashing maybe. So let's check out the interior. Well, the seats are looking a little bit shabby, which could indicate a bit of in-car action. Let's hope he doesn't drive his women as hard as this car. It's clocked up over 100,000 miles, so it's been around the block a few times, and it's got a souped-up stereo, typical of a boy racer dream. Bit shabby inside, but nothing that a fluffy dice and a bit of air freshener wouldn't solve. So who's selling a car like this? It's a student, he's just graduated, and he wants something a little bit bigger and better. He's landed himself a plush new job and he wants to get rid of this little baby that's got him through his college years. So what is the asking price?
There you are, gents. It's a Renault being sold by a student, so he's probably come out of university owing a lot of money, so he's quite keen to get as much money for it as he could. He may very well, even though it's done 100,000 miles, it's 12 years old, he might start writing, he might have an overinflated idea of what that car is worth. So just bear in mind his state of mind and what he legitimately ask for it. So, Martyn, you would have come out of university not needing to get too much money together.
No.
What do you think it's worth?
Being realistic, £350.
You're more generous to him, John. You think he'd be asking...
About £800 is needs the money if he's a student, so...
And Paul?
Yeah, 895.
You'd stick out for a few more quid if you were him.
Off.
All right, let's see what the student got for his Renault 5.
So, how did you do? One boy racer dream plus souped top stereo equals £750. Ooh!
Ooh, well, there we go. So, John, once again, you're very nearly smack on the nose and you get 2 points for that. Very well done indeed. Now for the second of our quickfire rounds. Same ideas as before. You can only guess once and the points, don't forget, go down as we reveal more of the car. And your time starts now. Can't see much of that. As soon as you think you know what it is, I've got a buzz from John. John, tell me what the car is and what it's worth.
Jaguar XKR.
And, quick.
33,000.
No, take you out on that. See some more of the car. Martyn buzzed immediately.
Jaguar XKR, 45,000.
No, keep going. Paul.
Jaguar XJR, XKR.
Price,
49.
No points there because Jaguar, in fact, want 56,700 quid for the XKR Coupe. OK, let's have a look at the next one. What do you reckon it is? It's a people carrier. Buzz as soon as you know. Yes, I've got a buzz there.
Citroen Synergy.
How much?
18,000.
OK, I'll let you have that. Let's look at the whole vehicle. Yes, Citroen's Synergie, 2-litre, and that's the HDI, the diesel version, very, very popular. And that sells for £18,965. 2 points to you. Time for one more. Tell me what it is. As soon as you think you know what it's worth. Well, I know what it is. But what is it going to cost on the road? Oh, they're taking their time. Oh, yes, got a call from Paul there. What do you think it is, Paul?
BMW 325.
How much?
About 35.
35. No, you're out. So it's between Martyn and John. There's the whole car. Martyn
BMW
Buzz.
5 Series, about 23,000.
No points there. Well, no, John, it's your turn. Keep going. One last look. Give me a price quickly.
BMW 328i.
Yeah.
36,000.
OK. Hard luck. Now, you can't really see from that angle, but it was the BMW 318 Compact. It's a 2-litre. It's the El Cheapo of the 3 Series range. And that comes in at 17,835, which is actually quite cheap for a BMW 3 Series. OK, let's have a look now at the scores overall. Martyn just 1 point. John was in the lead with 6 points, but with a last-minute dash on our quickfire round, Paul, you've overtaken him. You're our winner with 7 points. Well done. So you're through to our final payoff round, and you can take home the detector. We've got ours from Performance Products, who tell us that it's a super long-range radar laser detector worth £350. Everyone gets a prize tonight, and we've got merchandise from the Honda Formula One team. But it would be nice for Paul to take tonight's star prize home in addition to this. OK, Paul, so a Super Snooper, do you have one already?
No, I don't.
No, you don't? You'd use it. So we begin again. Let me remind you about our final payoff round. Less time to guess, the car a little bit trickier, which is why we're allowing Paul to ask the advice of the other contestants to win the star prize. Now, you need to guess within £1,000 of this car's asking price, and I wish you the very best of luck.
At first, I was quite excited about this next car. As you can see, it's a Ford Focus. Then I realised it's an estate. Boo-hoo. And then I realised, as I turned the engine over, it's a diesel. Because, of course, everyone knows Ford Focus is great, independent rear suspension, fantastic handling, great cars. Not this one, I'm afraid. It's a turbo diesel, so you get some performance. It's a manual 1.8 litre, 5-door estate. It's in a lovely shade of green. And like a lot of other cars we've had on asking price, it's an ex-hire car. So even though it's got quite high mileage, 14,000 miles on a Y plate, and it's only 6 months old, it means that it's been looked after and serviced regularly. Have a look inside. It is in perfect condition, as you would expect for a car that isn't that old. It's like buying a brand new car. The extras include electric windows in the front, central locking, air conditioning, which is nice, and a very nice set of alloys. All in all, a fantastic car, and it's not that old. Turbo diesel, it's going to go forever and ever. What's the asking price?
So, Paul, just 15 seconds. You can confer, start thinking about it, get that price written down on the board. Showed to me only 15 seconds. Come on, write it down. Show me the price. Right. So, let's see what that car fetched at the dealership.
Now that you've had time to reflect, sorry about that, the asking price for this Ford Focus is £11,000.
Well done, Paul. £10,000, you say. Well, we said within £1,000. The car went for £11,000, so fine. You've won the prize. Very well done indeed. What about these sort of radar detector things? Do you think they encourage you to drive irresponsibly?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
No, I think if you've got one in, you just basically keep the same limit. It's just extra protection.
But of course, I mean, technology is coming on fast, and if these cameras become digital, then will that work still?
No, unless they invent something new. That's about all.
But I mean, you're a member of a club that is full of very, very fast cars. Do you think your licences are at risk with the sort of cars you drive?
We all drive slow in our club.
Yeah, you're very slow, responsible people.
Yeah, we're all getting old.
All three of you. I believe you. Good. I'm very, very glad to hear it. OK, so if you'd like to be a contestant, the full address is on our website, and that's at www.menandmotors.co.uk. Thanks very much indeed to Martyn, to John and to Paul for taking part tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Here's another 3 cars, and if you'd like to know their correct order of value, the answers are on the website. See you next week.